FICO certified credit coach with Credit Life Financial Wellness. I'm also the founder of the free credit repair advice group on Facebook. And I want to welcome every one of you, whether you're watching this live or if you're watching this on a rerun. Either way, I want to welcome you all to the Daily Credit Report. This is something I do every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific time in the free credit repair advice group, and also right here on YouTube on Credit TV. Now, if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, Credit TV, that's CREDI TV on YouTube, I want you to go ahead and click subscribe, smash that like button, give me some thumbs up, let me know you're out there watching, and let me know that you appreciate what we're doing. And if you have not yet joined the free credit repair advice group on Facebook, I want you to go ahead and join us. We're the group with almost 75,000 people right here on Facebook, and we give free credit repair advice. We help people get your credit score and your credit profile in position to qualify for all the credit goals that you may have. Now, tonight we've got a really interesting topic. As many of you know, and you can see behind, I am a FICO certified credit coach. I'm actually certified in the algorithm that creates your FICO score. What's your FICO score? There are a bunch of different types of credit scores. You've heard of maybe Vantage scores. There are different consumer-facing scores. There is FICO scoring. FICO is a scoring model that is applied to your credit report to determine how risky it is to lend to you. Now, FICO is the model that's used by 95% of all lending institutions in the United States. Okay, so that's the one you want to worry about. You'll want to worry about that FICO score. You want to focus on getting your credit score, your FICO score, getting your profile in position to qualify for your goals. Now, something you may not know, there are some things that FICO does not want you to know about. FICO does not want you to know these things. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about here on Credit TV on YouTube and here in the free credit repair advice group on Facebook, we're going to be talking about what FICO doesn't want you to know. Now, stay tuned with this thing, because by the end of this, I promise that by the end of this live, you're going to learn how to maximize your FICO score quickly. You're going to learn how to best use credit for the maximum FICO points. You're going to learn some common FICO score misconceptions and different ways you can avoid them. And then as an extra bonus, I'm going to teach you all the perfect lineup of base accounts for a good FICO and credit profile. Now, while I wait for the room to fill up a little bit, while I wait for people to get on board, joining us on Credit TV on YouTube and joining us in the free credit repair advice group, I want to offer you all an opportunity. If you would like to have me as your coach, FICO certified Credit Life coach, if you'd like to enroll in the Credit Life VIP program, which isn't only a credit repair, but it's a financial wellness program. It's like two things in one. You can go ahead and book a consultation, no cost, no obligation consultation with me to find out if you're a good fit for the Credit Life program and if it's a good fit for you. You can do that by going to www.bookcoachjd.com, www.bookcoachjd.com. That's going to allow you to access my calendar directly, and you're going to be able to pick a day, an evening, or even a Saturday morning for your initial credit consultation. Now, there's no cost for the consult. It's to get you enrolled. It's to see if it's a good fit for you. And what we'll do is we're going to talk about what's on your credit report. We're going to talk about your goals, your why, what's prompting you to look into your credit, and we're going to put together a plan and steps and action items to get your score, your FICO score, and your credit profile in position for all your goals. So if you'd like to book a consultation, have me, FICO certified credit coach Jeremy Dysock, as your credit life coach, just go to www.bookcoachjd.com. All right, so we're going to get back to this. I'm going to dive right in. Normally I tease you guys and then play a commercial or something like that. I'm not going to do that tonight because we got a lot to talk about. All right, tonight's topic, what FICO doesn't want you to know. Okay, so FICO itself is an algorithm. It's a math formula. And this math formula assigns different point values to things that are on your credit report. It also takes points away for certain things that are on your credit report. Now, I want to start out by teaching you guys what FICO and gals and everyone, what FICO is actually made of. What makes up your FICO score, okay? So 35%, 35% of your FICO score is made up of payment history. Did you pay on time? Did you pay at all? Okay. And it makes sense. That's the biggest piece of the FICO score. And it's the thing that the banks are most worried about. What is your history of repayment on lent money? Have you demonstrated a willingness and ability to repay in a timely fashion on lent money? That makes up 35% of your total FICO score. Now, 30%, a full, almost a third of it, 30% of your FICO score is made up of balance to limit ratios on revolving accounts. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So, revolving accounts, those are credit cards, revolving lines of credit. You can charge them up, you can pay them down, you can pay them off, you can do it again. As long as you're happy with the bank and that bank is happy with you, they can keep revolving like that forever, okay? So, balance to limit ratios. Balance to limit ratio is how much of the available credit you've used versus how much your credit limit is. So if you have a $100 credit limit and you used $50 of that available credit, you're at a 50% balance to limit ratio. Okay. So balance to limit ratio makes up a full 30% of the FICO score. Now, 15% of your FICO score is made up of time, history. How long have you had open credit for? The longer, the better. Now, that's one of the only aspects that we can't impact directly as credit coaches or as consumers. We can do things sooner rather than later, but we can't necessarily affect time. If I ever learn how to control time, I'll come back and tell you guys a week ago how I did it, okay? So 15% is time. So we got 35% is your payment history, 30% balance to limit ratio on revolving cards only, credit cards, and 15% is time. Now, 10% of your FICO score is made up of blend of accounts. What do I mean by blend of accounts? Well, we have revolving accounts, credit cards. We have installment accounts like car loans, student loans, things that you make an equal monthly installment payment on until they are paid off. And when it's done, it's over. You can't go back and borrow more money like you could on a revolving account that you pay up and down. Okay. So we've got revolving accounts, we have installment accounts, we have retail accounts, there are student loans, car loans, mortgage loans. So blend of accounts makes up 10% of the FICO. One type of account is good, two types is better, three is better. The more varied the accounts that you've got on your credit profile, the more you demonstrate that you can handle all of these different types of accounts simultaneously. So you get 10% of your FICO score made up of that. And then the final 10% of your FICO score in the FICO algorithm is made up of recent activities, things that you've done as far as payment history over the last 24 months. They get some extra weight. Inquiries over the last 12 months go into there as well. So, how can we help that portion? Well, we make sure we're paying on time. We make sure we're not getting a lot of unnecessary credit inquiries. So this is what makes up your FICO score. 35% payment history, 30% balance to limit ratio on revolving accounts, 15% is time, how long you've had credit, 10% is blend of accounts, and 10% is additional weight for recent activity and inquiries. That makes up 100%. This is what makes up your FICO score, okay? So I promised you that you would learn how to maximize your FICO score quickly, all right? And I am going to absolutely teach all of you really simple things you can do to maximize those points. I'm gonna do that right after this.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Meow. All right, we're back. So I said I'd teach you how to maximize your FICO score quickly. So remember, I just told you about 35% of your FICO score made up of payment history, 30 revolving credit, 15 time, 10% blend of accounts, and 10% the last 12 months inquiries in the last 24 months activity. All right. So how do we maximize our FICO score quickly? The section of the FICO algorithm, that 30% balance to limit ratio on revolving accounts, that's the secret. That's the key to maximizing your point potential, okay? Now, within the FICO algorithm, there is a perfect balance to limit ratio, a perfect utilization for your revolving accounts. It's perfect. It maximizes your point potential. The thing is, the best amount to use is comically small. The perfect balance to limit ratio, the perfect utilization within the FICO algorithm for revolving accounts, credit cards, is 1% to 3%. That's it. 1% to 3%. So if we have a $300 limit credit card, I'm talking about a monthly usage, a monthly trended average daily balance, and a monthly payment of between $3 and $9. $3 and $9. That's it. Any more you broke it, any less you broke it. Any less you broke it because less than 1% activity is not considered activity, and you need activity to generate points. More than 3%, and you broke it because you went outside the range that's going to maximize the point potential. What did I promise you? How to maximize your FICO score quickly. So now we know this. We can work with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our credit cards. And if you don't have a credit card, you're going to open a card. Well, Jeremy, I've got bad credit. I've got terrible credit. Where can I open a card? Well, I'll tell you what, if you're being denied everywhere, there is a Visa card called Open Sky. There is no credit needed. They don't do a credit inquiry. It is a secured card, meaning you have to put down a deposit. But if you go to this link that I'm listing below, you'll be able to get a credit card. Basically, all you have to be able to do is fog a mirror, meaning you got a pulse. You hold the mirror up. All right, I'm breathing. I can qualify for this card. So we're going to open up our credit card, or we're going to take our credit card that we have, and we are going to pay it down. Basically, long story short, we want to start with a clean slate. So if you owe money on your credit cards, in the meantime, you're going to work and work and work to pay it down until it's paid off. If you don't have a card, you're going to open one up. We're then going to find a monthly payment, okay, a monthly expense, a monthly spend that's between 1 to 3% of the limit. So let's say we do an Open Sky Visa. It's got a $300 limit. We're going to find something like Netflix, like Hulu, maybe your Amazon Prime, maybe your Dollar Shave Club, maybe your ABC Mouse or your Disney Plus. We're going to find something that costs between 1 and 3% of the limit every single month, that charges on the same date every single month. We're going to set that on our card, that 1 to 3% charge. Now, we're not going to use the card for anything else. That card is simply a tool to do what? To maximize your FICO score quickly, okay? So we're going to set that 1 to 3% spend on that card. We're then going to take our checking account or our bank account, and we're going to set that up to automatically pay the card on the due date. Oh, but Jeremy, I heard the billing cycle close date multiple times, and you want to pay it here? You want to pay it 5 days? No, no, no. Don't overcomplicate this. You're simply going to pay the bill when it's due, on the due date, okay? So money goes on, money gets paid. Money goes on, money gets paid. All you're doing is you're sitting back, you're watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, and it's charging $6 a month on that credit card, and that's it. It's that simple. Money goes on, money gets paid. You don't have to do anything. We're not going to use that card for anything else. Now, Jeremy, that sounds really simple. How is that going to maximize my point potential? Here's how. Remember, balance to limit ratios make up 30% of the FICO algorithm. So every month you're going to have that monthly spend. Okay, that's activity. You get points for activity. How many points are you going to get? I don't know. How much is the activity? Oh, it's 1 to 3% of the limit. You're going to get the maximum number of points. Now that balance is going to stay on the card until the payment's due. That creates a trended average daily balance. You get points for a trended average daily balance. How many points are you going to get? I don't know. What's your trended average daily balance? Oh, it's 1 to 3%. You're going to get the maximum number of points. And now in swoops your checking account, paying that thing off automatically when it's due. And you're going to get points for that as well. Okay. Now, not only are you going to get points in that 30% revolving credit balance to limit ratio, but because that auto pay is happening and you're never paying late, you're also going to maximize your points in that 35% payment history. And that's going to repeat month after month. Activity, average daily balance payment. Activity, average daily balance payment. Points, 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 points. All you're doing is kicking back. You're watching TV and you're enjoying maximizing your FICO score. So that is how to maximize your FICO score quickly. That's promise number one I made to you when you joined this evening. Now, promise number two, how to best use credit for max points. Okay, we talked about that. 1 to 3%. That's the perfect balance to limit ratio. So using your credit cards, activity, remember, you don't get points for activity. So you got to use them. You got to use them in that range. And that's how to best use your credit for maximum points. Now, let's go into a couple of common FICO misconceptions and how to avoid them. All right. How many of you watching? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some number ones in the comment section. How many of you watching have heard, hey, you know what? You can start your kid off with a great FICO score, a great lending score, if you add them to your credit card as an authorized user. Or, hey, you can add your boyfriend or girlfriend to your credit card as an authorized user. And they're going to have a great point, score. Or, hey, you're going to add your 15-year-old to your credit card as an authorized user. And when they turn 18, their score will magically be 800, and dogs and cats will live together and will be in perfect harmony, right? Wrong. That is a misconception, okay? In the 3 latest incarnations of the FICO algorithm, FICO 8.0, 9.0, 10, and actually in the new FICO resiliency score, that's a reaction to COVID. It hasn't fully been rolled out yet, but it's going to be in there too. You're not going to be getting the points for being an authorized user. And think about it. Why would you? Why would you be awarded points for somebody else's payment history? Why would you be awarded points for somebody else's risk? Why would you be awarded points for somebody else's utilization? So, I saw my Credit Karma score went up. My FICO score went up. My mortgage lender told me I should do it. My banker told me I should do it. That's because while it's their job to be able to read a credit report, it doesn't mean they can understand it. The only thing that'll change is consumer-facing credit profiles, okay? So, no, it's not correct. An authorized user account is not the quick, magical way to getting good credit. And for those of you who think you're adding your kid underage because your sister did it, or you did it, or your cousin did it, or your brother's grandfather's dog's trainer freaking did it for their kids, and suddenly the 9-year-old had great credit, it's B as in B, S as in S. But I saw it happen. You saw consumer-facing profiles. You didn't see a lending profile. You don't have a credit profile until you're 18 years of age because you can't legally enter a contract until you're 18 years of age. You don't have a FICO score until you're 18 years of age. So whatever you think you saw, you're misunderstanding. That's a common FICO misconception. Here's another common FICO misconception. How many of you have heard, give me some thumbs up or give me some ones in chat or in the comment section. How many of you have heard that you can just charge whatever you want on your credit cards, and as long as you pay it off before the billing date or the cycle date or whatever, it's okay because it'll only show us what you paid it down to? How many of you have heard that? This too is a misconception, okay? Years ago, you might have been able to pull that off, but also years ago, someone invented this amazing machine called a computer. And when that happened, they were able to load in a lot more formulas for credit factoring. They loaded in something called trended average daily balance. So FICO uses something called trended average daily balance. If you've ever seen an RMCR, a residential mortgage credit report that you get for mortgage lending, it'll actually always show you the trended average daily balance. FICO uses the trended average daily balance as part of your scoring. So if you think you're being slick and you're charging it up to get the points and you're the cash back rewards, and then you're paying it down and you think you're fooling the system, you're the fool. You're not fooling anybody. They use trended average daily balance as part of your scoring model. So if you've heard people in other groups or other things tell you, oh yeah, I charge it up, pay it down, don't worry, it doesn't report to, it's B as in B, S as in S. It's another really common FICO misconception. I'm going to take a look real quick. All right, I was just looking to see if anyone had anything rocking in comments. It is kind of a slow and mellow night here in the free credit repair advice group. It's been slow and mellow with back to school time. This normally happens every year. We get a little bit of a dip in the action and then it all comes back. All right, so I promised you by the end of the live, you're going to learn how to maximize your FICO score quickly. We did that. I promised you're going to learn how to best use credit for max points. We did that. I promised you I was going to go through a couple common FICO misconceptions and how to avoid them. All right, we did that. The extra bonus I promised you. I'm going to give you the perfect base accounts, the perfect accounts you need to have as the very core for a good credit profile. I'm going to teach each and every one of you that right after this.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
All right, meow. We're back. All right, so I promised you, as that extra bonus, I'm going to teach you the perfect base accounts for a good credit profile. Now, there is a perfect set of base accounts, and there's two reasons I'm giving you this breakdown. Number one, because it'll help tag all the different areas that make up your FICO score. But number two, we found through surveying that 95% of the people that we work with at Credit Life and 95% of the people in the free credit repair advice group, their primary goal is home ownership. Well, when it comes to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, USDA mortgage lending, there is a minimum what's known as trade line requirement or a minimum account requirement for lending. So this base set of accounts that I'm about to give you will also not only raise your score and give you the base credit for a good profile, but it is going to give you the minimum account requirements for what typically for most of you is going to be your biggest goal, home ownership. All right. So the accounts you're going to want to have, you're going to want to have two revolving accounts. Those are bank credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. You're going to want to have two credit cards, revolving accounts, open and active, get a good pay history going on them, set up that credit machine where it's charging 1 to 3% every month on them, so you're maximizing the point potential, set your checking up to automatically pay it when it's due. You want to get two credit cards. They may be secured cards, they may be unsecured, depending on your credit profile. You're going to want to have one installment account. What's an installment account? Well, an installment account is something in which you make equal monthly payments until it's paid off, and after it's paid off, it's done. So installment accounts, there are a lot of different ones out there. Student loan being paid on time, that's an installment account. Car loan with perfect history, that's an installment account. A mortgage is an installment account. Now, if you're going, but Jeremy, I don't want to take out a $20,000 car loan just to have an installment account. You don't have to. I've put down here something that's kind of special. There is an installment savings account. What's that? Yes, an installment savings account called Self or a Self lender. What this thing is, this is an account that you open up and you make equal monthly payments into the savings account until it's paid off. And you can pick a 12-month term up to a 24-month term on this thing. And then at the end of the time, making those payments in the account, Self will cut you a check for the money you've deposited. So you've tucked money away for a rainy day, and that's neat, but that's not why I'm telling you to get this. That's just a happy side effect, okay? Because you've taken on a bank obligation and you're making equal monthly installment payments to that savings account, that bank obligation, Self will report it to Equifax, to Experian, and to TransUnion as installment payments on a bank obligation. That's going to round out your credit profile. That's going to raise your score while you happen to be tucking money away for a rainy day. This is something I recommend to you strongly. If you don't have one of these, you guys are missing out. I don't need one for credit purposes. I use it as a Christmas account. Not even kidding. I've got a self that I do every year. I do a 12-month one, and I have it set up where it pays out to me right at the end of October, right before Black Friday. Now I got 7 kids, and I set it up so I get $1,500. I'll tell you what, $1,500 cash paid out to you right before Black Friday, before Christmas shopping, when you got 7 kids, that's like a windfall. So I do recommend this because that will satisfy that installment need. All right. So I've said we want 2 revolving accounts, open and active with a good payment history, 1 to 3% utilization. An installment account, open and active with a perfect payment history. A self-lender is a good thing to utilize for that. And then what we always recommend, what we always recommend at Credit Life professionally is that you have a retail account. Well, Jeremy, why is that? Mortgage underwriting guidelines don't ask for a retail account. True. But what mortgage underwriting guidelines do ask for is a 24-month credit depth, a credit history, and that's time. We can't affect time. So if you've had bad credit and you're now opening up these accounts and doing 1 to 3% and making perfect payment histories on it, okay, that's neat and fine and good, but you may not have 2 years of depth. So we recommend that you open up a retail account so that the mortgage underwriter or the automotive underwriter has what's known as a compensating factor. So they can say, hey, John, you came to me with this mortgage application. You got 2 revolving accounts, open and active, perfect payment history, gorgeous. You got an installment account, open and active with a perfect payment history, gorgeous. But you only have 14 months of credit history. Well, the underwriter is able to look and go, oh, but you also have a retail account that's open and active with a perfect payment history. That's what's known to an underwriter as a compensating factor. That factor will compensate for the fact that you don't have the history depth. So we're using that as a tool, okay? We're using that as a tool to compensate for the credit depth. So what's the perfect profile? 2 revolving accounts, perfect payment history, 1 to 3% utilization. 1 installment account, perfect payment history. Open up a retail account so you have that compensating factor. What have we done with this? Well, 35% of FICO is made up of payment history. We've made good payments on all of these loans. 30% of FICO is made up of balance to limit ratios on revolving accounts. So we've utilized a perfect 1 to 3% balance to limit ratio. So we're doing that. 15% of FICO is made up of time. Now, since we don't have the time, we've got our compensating factor with the retail account. 10% is blend of accounts. 1 kind is good, 2 kinds is better. We're talking about 3 different types of accounts for blend of account here. And then that last piece is extra weight added to the last 24 months of payment history and the last 12 months of inquiries. Well, we are going to have more payment history, and it's all going to be recent because we're opening up these good accounts. This is the perfect base for accounts for a good credit profile. Not only will it help you build the highest possible FICO score, but it'll actually help put you into position for the largest purchase of your lifetime and the largest financing of your lifetime, a residential mortgage. All right. So these are what I promised you. I promised by the end of the live, you are going to learn how to maximize your FICO score quickly. We've done that. You're going to learn how to best use credit for max points. We've done that. You're going to learn common FICO score misconceptions and how to avoid them. We've learned that. And then as that extra bonus, the perfect base accounts for a good credit profile. We've got that. If you follow these simple methods, you will see improvement to your FICO score. You will build a foundation on which to build your credit history. All right. For those of you who would like to hire a professional, if you'd like to say, you say, hey, this Jeremy guy seems to might, actually know what he's talking about. You can actually book a consultation with me directly by going to www.bookcoachjd.com, and you'll access my calendar. You can pick a day, an evening, or even a Saturday morning for an initial consultation. Now, there's no cost for that consult because it's to determine if this is a fit for you and to get you enrolled in services. During your consult, we're going to talk about what's going on with your credit. We'll talk about your goals, your why, and we'll put together a plan and steps, action items, and get you enrolled in the necessary services to get your credit score and your credit profile in position for all your goals. www.bookcoachjd.com. You get FICO certified credit coach, Jeremy Dysock with Credit Life as your coach. All right. So I want to thank every single one of you for watching this. If you've watched it live or if you're watching it on replay, thank you for those of you. And this is Coach Chris in the background. Thank you for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, on Credit TV. Thank you for those of you who are watching us on Facebook. Remember, on Facebook, give us a like. On Credit TV, give a follow, subscribe, give me some thumbs up. And don't forget to join me every Monday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific for the free credit repair advice group's daily credit report and for Credit TV's daily credit report. And by the way, you can join Chris tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific as well. Thanks a lot. I look forward to seeing you in the group and hearing from some of you to help you on your path. Bye-bye.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Today, everything is impacted by credit, so it's absolutely vital to understand how credit works in order to achieve financial freedom.
This is why we started Credit Life, so that we can empower others to shift their money mindset and access better investment and credit opportunities.
We want to maximize your buying power and allow you to take control of your financial future. With our programs and strategies, we can expedite the process of improving your credit profile and credit score.
Despite what many believe, how we manage our money is far more important than how much money we make.
A lot of people are concerned about their ability to qualify for a mortgage, lowering their interest rates, or just managing their debt.
Through our coaching programs and our trademark Credit Builder Blueprint, our clients not only save money and lower their interest rates, but learn how to get out of debt and finally achieve peace of mind.
We don't just support our clients' financial goals, we educate and empower them to create long-term strategies.
If you're trying to buy a home, start a new business, get a loan, get out of debt, or just want to improve your credit score, visit us online and fill out the contact request form.